Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. So I wanted to talk about how to play like with all the fronts that you have at your disposal. Once you get to like the mid and end game, you know, you're gonna have like a few different places where you're probably gonna end up having to make a call between going to war all over the place or where to make alliances and how to manage all your different troops, your officers and all that. So to start, right, me personally, I would say always have one or two alliances, even going towards the end of the game. It's just, it helps you to cover your flanks. So like in this situation right here, as I'm dead center in the middle, and so I've got the Takeda on the east and the Mori and the Shimazu both on the western side. And so I've got a little alliance here with the Asakura still, and then I've got an alliance with the Rokaku. And what that allows me to do is reinforce and, more importantly, defend. So there's no limit on how many times you can call in people to help you, like when you get invaded. So if I get invaded in a castle here and the Asakura and the Rokaku can both reinforce me, I can do that. I can call on both of them. So for me, that's more important than being able to have allies like to help you attack. It's just to help you defend, because this will help you. You know, I can go all in on the Awari province and the Minno province and just attack the Takeda, and when I get into a situation where they counterattack me, then I can rely on one of my allies to send in troops to supplement while I, you know, recollect my forces and everything, and then get ready to try and make another push, or, you know, just defend myself, whatever it may be. So first thing is always have at least two alliances. You can probably get away with one, depending on who you are, like what faction you're playing as, but I'd say at least two alliances, because if you get into a situation where you need help back to back, then you can play one off of the other. You know, chances are if you use one of them, it's going to take them time to get their troop numbers up, or maybe they're going to go on an expedition and they're not going to be able to help you. So you want a second one, you know, for that reason. Another thing, when it comes to managing these fronts, right? The easiest way that I do this, and I would say start doing this once you get to 10 castles at least. Don't wait until you get 15, 20 castles. Like I waited too long. I waited till I got 20 castles and it becomes that much more of a cluster to go through everything. But what you really need to do is figure out what front you're going to push in, and then move all your officers and all your best ranked guys, move them towards that front so that you have the best people in the best spots. So for example, if I'm going to push into the Takeda here, I want guys who have the appropriate traits, the stats, and the ranks to hold the most troops. So I want guys who have castle raid to take down castles. I want guys who have the impregnable trait so that they can't you know, so they can hold spots that are going to be under attack while we're gone. You know, you want the traits and all that. So you have to shuffle, you know, you have to go through and shuffle everybody around. And you're going to have to do this like a couple of times throughout the game, at least. Like I said, I waited way too long. I would do it as soon as you get to like 10 castles. Just go through and reset everything. And I'll show you real quick the easiest way to do it, right? Let's go to the info up here, the tab up here. Go down under info list. Go to your own clan and click on castle. And this list is great because you can see right here all of your castles, and it's going to show you how many counties you have. So you can see here I've got a lot of castles that actually have 7 or more counties, but you can see the biggest ones are right here. These 4 have 8 or 9 counties. So these are the biggest ones development wise. They're going to have the most potential to bring troops, to bring all that stuff, just because they're bigger spaces, right? You can also click X, and then on the map there, it'll show you exactly where they are. They'll be highlighted for you. So you can see them here. And this just lets you very quickly, at a glance, figure out where are my biggest castles, where are the places where I can get a lot of troops together, a lot of clusters of officers together, and move them out. into what territories, right? And some of your, because some of the smaller ones, like these right here, they're very difficult to get going, and they just don't have a lot of muster power because they're just so small. You know, they don't have a lot of development. They don't have. This also reflects their castle towns. If you guys didn't see the video that I did on buildings, I would check that out. But you need big castles to be able to build a lot of things that can help you muster more troops, muster muskets if that's what you're going for. If you're going for cavalry, whatever it is. Some of these smaller ones are just very poor for doing any type of attacking or setting up a staging ground from stuff like that. So you want to go to the ones that have the biggest area. Sometimes that'll help you make the decision of where am I going to push into next, because it's easiest to get a huge force of really good officers in these spaces because they have the room for it, you know. So for me, that's why I went with Owari. I mean, actually, the real reason I went with Owari is just because I don't have a choice. The Takeda, like I said, at this point in the game, they're running away with it, so we have no choice but to charge in here and try to turn something around. But yeah, you could also set provinces if you wanted to. If you want to go to console here, you can set up a province, and this works just like the past games. You appoint a regent, choose how many territories to allocate to the province, and you can give them a basic functioning order, like support this territory or conquer that. I can't speak to how good it is in this one, but usually you don't want to do this unless you're just setting them to just focus on economy. So you could do that. You can use the province button to automate it, let the AI take over with the regent, and let him just kind of, you know, work everything out. You know, it's really up to the player. Another thing you could do is just, you know, call it a game here. I mean, you never have to play through all the way through. You know, I know a lot of people that just, you know, they get to a decent size and then they start over and do it again. It does get kind of tedious at some points, and you can get really bogged down doing some of these battles against some of these larger forces. So, you know, you don't have to see it through. That's why you have regional unification and all that, so you could get the clear sooner and move on to the next one. But yeah, like I said, that's what I would do. I'd really, once you get to like 10 castles, start to figure out a direction, figure out who you want to be allied with, who you don't want to be allied with, and shuffle all your people around for that. And if you guys don't know, the button for that is a point, relocate. So I think it's system reform 2 gives you it. By this point in the game, I mean, you should already have all the system reforms 1 and 2 maxed out. But if you don't, then, you know, get those. And just by going that relocate, you can quickly click between 2 castles and exchange the troops around. It's very fast. It's, you know, it doesn't take very long. The part that can take long is you personally deciding what groups of officers do I want where, you know. But as far as doing it, the command is real simple. But yeah, that's it. That's gonna be it for this one, guys. I just wanted to go over that. We should have a playthrough starting sometime soon. I want to get like one or a couple more of these basic videos out, and then I'll start the playthrough, because, you know, once I start the playthrough, that's going to be more taxing on the time. So I want to get these small bite-sized ones out so just people can find them and, you know, get their playthroughs off the ground. Alright, if you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. Leave me a like down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know if I missed anything, if there's anything you guys recommend. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.